America the Great. America does this well and does this well. America is so good, and you should be proud to be an American. And in a lot of ways, I am. But in the realistic ways, I'm not. In fact, I'm ashamed. And I think you should be too. And when I say you should be, I mean everyone. We always call America the great land of opportunity. The greatest place in the world because X, Y, Z. But what is it that makes America not so great? What is it that makes us, as the black people, feel like we're left out? Well, let me give you one reason. We have a black man representing the United States in the highest possible position, the highest possible position that you could have in America. And yet you still suffer the same things that we've done, that Martin Luther King fought for, that we've done and fought so gallantly for, so hard, died for. And that's respect. And that's one thing that in America, we have to just come to grips that no matter how big a person you are, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you do, in America, you will not be respected by all. I'm not going to sit here and say every person in America is this and every person is that. But I do want to tell you this. America represents a racist nation. America is racist, very racist, and most people can't see it, won't see it, don't see it because of their sense of entitlement. You feel like America is yours, and I feel that way. But I don't have the things that you have. I can't have the freedoms that you have. I can't make the money that you have. And this is true. And for years I've been saying this. We've been saying this. But everybody looks at us and says, oh, you're just being racist. Forget about the past. Forget about so-so. Some heal. Some wounds have to be healed at some point. And right now we're seeing that they aren't healed. Anytime you can hold a small political office in one of the 50 states, but you can go and address the President of the United States in any way possible. You can call him a liar. You can form a brand new party called the Tea Party, because we had Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. Now there's a Tea Party, which is racist, and everybody knows it, but no two people in the same room will admit it. You know why? Because I believe over 50% of our nation is racist, and it's not just one way. Blacks are as racist as whites, and I'm not trying to disagree with that. But I'm saying it's known, it's agreed, it's talked about. But when you tell me that J. Edgar Hoover, or the President of the United States, can do anything he wants, and it's justified on paper, but not called racism, it's justified. Well, let me tell you today, I think, and I want to say this, and this is a part of my rant and only mine, America will never respect black people until we respect ourselves. And that is not an easy task. That is not easy to do, because everything that you try to do, there's a way to get around it. Everything, there's a way to get around it, and they can make it legal. They will make it legal. When you have all the cards, you make all the plays. And when you're just a peon, you're a result of that. And good or bad, that's what you have to deal with. And for years, white people have tried to make us feel like we should be so lucky because we have affirmative action. We have this, we have welfare. All of these programs were made for a reason. And by the way, more whites use the welfare system than blacks. And that's fine because it's needed. But don't get mad because my sister or her or she's on welfare. You have that same opportunity. We don't have that opportunity. And you cannot understand that. The reason that we have a black president now in America is because it was so bad the 8 years prior to that. And now that things are better, Mr. Obama promised that he would. The reason he won is he promised he could take care of some of the problems. He could resolve them. He could make it better. Now, in order to make it seem like he's not as good as he said he was. Well, he's not doing everything. Did Bush? He's not getting this unemployment up fast enough. Did Bush? The only thing that's prevalent that's still here when Bush was here is this racism. This country, America, racist country. You know, Obama got us from another land fighting their wars. Bush had us in there fighting that war for 10 years, and we had poverty here. And he had 10 years of fighting because they weren't doing what America thought they would do. What is America doing that America is supposed to be doing? Are you listening to your people? Now, the reason I say it's not totally racist is because Obama won. And it wasn't all the blacks, it wasn't all the Puerto Ricans. It was the nation, totally. And they couldn't find a way to circumvent that. They couldn't find a way to illegally do that. Oh, by the way, there's a question of our president's citizenship in Atlanta right now. The year 2012, there's a question of his citizenship. This, to me, is amazing. It's really amazing. But I think we have to come together and say, this is it. You know, we're not going for it no more. It can't continue to happen. There are laws that you wrote that we have to be smart enough to put in, but who's going to be the judge? We have to be smart enough to come together. That's one thing we will not do. Now, I have a Facebook page, and people come together. I'm talking about, I probably have one of the best Facebook pages, and that's why I'm going to my people here and saying, let's do something. Let's write a letter. Let our voices be heard. For so long, we were taught that the loud voices, those are the ones that are racist. Those are the ones that are communists. And those are the ones who don't depict what America is all about. That is wrong. Let's say what's wrong and let's do something to make it change. We got to write somebody. You know, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. It's not going to be us. It's going to be a group. It takes all of us saying the same thing because it's so obvious now. The President of the United States and some young white lady, old white lady, can actually point her finger in his face. Irregardless of what she's saying, she should have been shot. You know, if that was me and I was in Nancy Reagan's face, or I would have been shot. And my people, or everybody else would say, well, he deserved it. Let's say this lady needs punishment, not to be shot. I'm not that radical. But she needs some punishment. And not just her. America needs to be punished for its actions, for what it's doing. And if we allow it to happen, and we continue to allow it to happen in the name of, oh no, we're just being such and so and so, then we are wrong. We are absolutely wrong. When we live in a country where it's more important to save dogs than to save children, then we are really, really in trouble. And there's nothing wrong with you loving a dog, but you have to love your other man first and foremost, and understand that people are going to do things wrong. And because things don't go your way, doesn't make it their way. Sometimes it has to go everybody's way. And we have to agree that that's everybody's way. There's not going to be total agreement in what we're doing and what happens. But one thing is for sure, respect needs to happen. Needs to happen today. The President of the United States cannot effectively run this country, which that's his job. I'm sorry to tell some of you, but that's his job. And he cannot do that effectively if we're criticizing openly, if we are not being patriotic, because that's what you say Americanized America is. Honor your president. Honor him like he's the most important man in the world. As far as the country, taking care of the country. Not more important than your husband. Honor him like he's the leader, your leader. And where he goes, you go. And if he goes nowhere, we're going nowhere. My rant.